I suppose the type of football that's kind of played in Premier League these days seems like doing marches, call-outs in the boxes. Should we expect a similar type of game against Sunderland as the one we yesterday?
Of course, I hope we can create more, and I also know we can do that. And that's always the aim. But I expect a tight game against a team that will know exactly what they do in terms of defending and run very hard. And of course, as you can say, if you have three of your key creators out, Maddison, Xavi and Kulusevski, that limit, of course, that final pass. So we know that final pass with the perfect weight to open up a defense helps. Hey, that's not a tool I have in my toolbox. So I need to find other solutions to make sure that we improve, get over the line and get 3 points, and then we step forward from that.
And there's one of those players, particularly with Johnson signaling his way out, is Kudus, who's, you've invested in the summer and has played a lot this season. I'd say, in recent weeks, probably haven't seen the absolute best of it. Do you need to see him and, I suppose, other senior players and creative players step up in that?
Yeah, I think it's two things. It's always my responsibility to help them, guide them to get in the best position. And then, of course, the players need to perform. That's not they know that they're professional. Mo is a top guy, and he wants to do good and do better. And I think he had overall a good season for him. But I think also there's a lot of focus on him. If they close him down, then where the other threats come from. So that's the thing we need to work on, make sure there's all threats, or we put him in good positions where he can produce some of those moments.
Is there, I suppose, a lack of coherence in, Tottenham are a club associated with playing really daring football? Obviously, it's the motto, and what people say, Tottenham can be bad but never be boring, etc. But also, going back to that first point, just not having the kind of players available versus, what they had in previous years, 4 or 5 years ago, in terms of those top-level creative attackers. That you feel like you're building in a way that suits this team the best to pick up results, but perhaps naturally, if you're on the way to picking up points, it's not going to be the most entertaining kind of football based on the players.
I think there's part of that. As I said, all the teams I had before, we have been top goal scorers in the league, so we have created top scorers, and that will happen again. That I'm absolutely 100% convinced about, but also know along the way we need to get enough points to tweak a few bits, but we still need to make sure we play forward and we play enough expansive football and do that. But everything is connected. If you then open up and we lose 3-1, but it looks that's not good either. So is that a fine balance?
Dave?
I was going to ask you, Thomas, is it important to resist any temptation for a short-term fix, let's say, in the January window? Somebody can just come in and help you for, say, 4 months?
I think as I said, we are there in the market and we'll do everything we can to improve the squad. But I'm also there that I think we should be so aware of short-term impact can't limit long-term success, because then I think we've done badly. But of course, on the flip side, can we do something that really will improve? I think we should go very hard for that.
And I was going to ask you, if it's not possible to have anyone in January, it's clear that we want to make some signings. Mm-hmm. But if it's not possible at all, the long-term signing, the player for the short, medium and long-term isn't there. Mm. Are you kind of strong enough to say, okay, we'll stick with what we've got?
I would say that it's like with everything. We have lists of players and we have number priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in every position, of course. And you go to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably not as good as you want, and is number 6 good enough for us to get where we want to be in the future? Probably not. But it's a fine balance. Sometimes you need to take some steps forward before we can get the perfect solution. So that's why we need to every decision, as I said, every decision we make needs to be for long-term success, but very aware of how impactful it can be now as well. So that could end with that, but of course I hope that we are. I know Johan, Fabio, Vinay are working day and night to do everything together with the recruitment team. The family is backing us with everything, but I think the best clubs take good, sensible decisions.
Just quickly, just finally on the Manor Solomon transfer, the optics of that with what's going on around Fabio seem pretty strange, shall we say. Can you talk a little bit about, from an internal point of view, how that move has been decided and what's in it for Spurs essentially?
Yeah, I just think that different players, every player that is a transfer is something we agree on is the right decision. So in that case, the same.
Matt?
Okay.
On that, it's been portrayed in Italy as Fabio's first signing for Fiorentina. Who is it working for in this window?
Good question. Maybe I think Fabio is Tottenham sports director, and spoke to him 2 days ago. No, not 2 days ago. Spoke to him yesterday. He was working very hard for Tottenham.
Do you think you'll get something that will help you with this window?
I just know, when I speak to Fabio, spoke to him twice yesterday, Johan this morning, the two of them were working very, very hard.
Can you give us a sort of an idea of how you see your transfer strategy? I know you sort of say, anything that can help us, we want in, but we sort of saw a period when you were signing teenagers, you saw a period in the summer when you were signing older players or with Champions League experience. So what's the priority for you?
I think it always needs to be both. Of course, we like players that can impact the team now. That is the main priority. But at the same time, it's not that we just stop signing teenagers, because I think you need to have players impact now, but also players that can help the team for the long term. Sometimes you sign maybe a young player that is good enough to play now. Sometimes sign a young player that is one that you come in and send them on loan, and then they're part of the long-term thinking. So it'll still be a mix of both.
When you talk about developing players into top scorers, as we saw you do, Brentford, you mentioned, who in this team can you turn into a top scorer?
I think there's a lot with the potential in that aspect. So first and foremost, I think Richie have done well compared to a lot of other seasons. He's fit and available, and still playing without key creators behind him. Always really like Solanke. Said that many times. I'm convinced he will score a lot of goals for us when he's fit and available. I think Wilson got a very good potential. Matty got a very good potential. Mo needs to score more goals. Will score more goals. Okay.
Kit?
Thanks, Thomas. How do you balance, very generally explaining why Tottenham are where they are right now, as you have put a last time about, without, I suppose, making it sound like you're making excuses? How do you strike that balance of being able to...
How do you think I'm doing? Thank you. It's of course that's always it's a good challenge to try to manage expectations, and probably one of the biggest challenge as a head coach or in life for anyone. Also manage expectations to your wife. That can also be a challenge sometimes. I think we all experience that sometimes. But I also, as I keep saying, reality is that 3 years ago we finished 8th playing in Champions League. 2 years ago we finished 5th not playing Europe. Last season we finished 17 playing Europa League. This season we're playing Champions League and playing in Champions League, and still lacking quite a few of our key players. So that just make it a little bit of a challenge. We work very hard on improving the players we have, and they work very hard to do everything they can to help the team. So that's just one step at a time.
How has your maybe understanding of Spurs expectations and Spurs fans' expectations perhaps evolved and changed over the 6 months or so you've been here?
I knew exactly what I went into. I knew exactly it would be a big challenge. And of course, you always hope for. When I walked in the door, I didn't expect Solanke and Maddison to be out for 7 months, as an example, or Kulusevski not to be ready for. That's one thing. But I knew it would be a big challenge, and I knew it will be a transitional season, and I knew we are building something that I convinced will be very good in the future. I know we are. How can you say? There's a few things to improve, but I'm very aware what it is.
And just with Sunderland, obviously you spoke about you like to score some more goals. Sunderland of the best defence in the league this season, or conceded the least goals in the league this season. Just how difficult an opponent would they be for you, given their record, and also you'll need to maybe put a few more goals in there?
Yeah, but that'd be very tough challenge. I know that, and that's why when we start the game tomorrow, we need to come out flying, come brave, intense, and we need the fans with us. And they need to help us. That's what everyone need when you are in a place where everything not free floating, clicking. That's where you help each other. And we help each other to get each other over the line. Everyone will be very happy for 3 points on Sunday, where they almost suck the ball into the goal because they keep pushing players, helping the players. That's what we need.
You knew exactly which challenge you would take on. Felt like Brentford, you were the ultimate jockey. You've been your comfort zone in your house. This is Alton, obviously, Williams, and I love them now. That's a new challenge to take on. How much are you enjoying this?
That's the good question. I like that question. When you are, let me put it this way: when you need to put in a big shift, and it's not smooth, and it's tough, it's probably difficult to enjoy it. So I will give an example. If I run hard, don't enjoy that moment. But I know I need to keep my head down and run hard to get through it, to get my whatever fitness up, or to win a race, or whatever it is. So we are in the situation you need to run hard to stay in it, to get through it. And then on the other side, when we look back on this spell, or maybe this first year where it was tough, we think what a learning, what an experience, made us so much better for the future. So the short answer is no. But reality is you can't. But when I put myself out of it and look down, I think what a learning, what a privilege to be in charge of this fantastic club in a period where it's a big transition. I think someone told me that we have changed 8 leadership guys in the top of the club. The transformation 2025 has never happened as much in 140 years. There's a lot of changes, but the potential is huge. It's my privilege to be in press conference like this, to answer questions, and also the day before, but that's part of it. So I'm looking forward to look back at it and thinking, big learning, now I'm enjoying it.
Lastly, to use that running analogy, being a manager, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's definitely a sprint, and it seems like no, it's a sprint. It's definitely a marathon. It definitely seems like it's one of a little bit more heavy miles I'm on now. But head down and keep going.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Hey, guys. Thank you. Huh? No, I should do. I think I'll run okay. I'm probably working too much.